Hello ladies, and welcome back to Tickle Darling. For today's tutorial, I will be recreating this tickle style. It's a style I have been completely obsessed with since I've got my Black Friday order. And it consists of the cranberry, a 2-in-1, and a cornerstone. The cornerstone can probably, well, not probably, can be substituted out with a tough 2-in-1, a 2-in-1, a Sparkalicious, a Shinylicious, any thinner scarf. And the same can be, the same can be said with the 2-in-1. You can use any of the above for this one. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Today's wrap consists of 3 scarves. I have a pumpkin 2-in-1, a cornerstone in navy, and a cranberry in navy. I'm going to start out by tying the navy blue scarf on at an angle. I want one end long, one end short. I want to test to see before I tie. Make sure that it's long enough to, your short tail is long enough to come over with a little excess to tuck. And since this is the right length, I'm just going to tie it in the back. Like so. All right, for my second scarf, the pumpkin, I'm going to fold it to fit my head, and I'm going to do the same thing, tie it on at an angle the opposite direction, one tail long, one tail short, having the long tails and the short tails on the same side. Okay. For the cranberry, I'm going to also tie one end longer, one end shorter, but not as dramatic a difference as this. I'm going to place the cranberry on my head, having the angle on the same side as the blue. So it's like this. Now I like to show a lot of the detailing on the cranberry, so I'm just going to fold up the back a little bit to make it fit my head better. Bring it underneath of these tails. And this one I am not going to tie. I'm going to crisscross in the back. Turn around so you can see that. Just crisscross in the back, like so. That keeps it from being too bulky and creating more of a pressure at the back of your head. Now I'm going to make sure that my short end is the correct length, and it is. So now that we have all 3 scarves on our head, make sure this one is at the right angle, the correct angle. Okay. Now, as far as picking the scarf you want to start out with, I'm picking the scarf that's on this side, the first scarf we tied, which is the navy blue. When I first started making the zigzags, I could never get all the colors on the one side and the opposite color on the other side. I just couldn't do it. And this is the way my zigzags turned out. It took me a long time to figure out what I was doing wrong, but I liked it so much that I just kept tying it this way. So I'm bringing up my blue, making sure to leave this side showing, this piece showing. And we are coming up at the same angle. I'm going to bring around. You can see it's just bringing it around. And then we're going to find this pocket on the side and tuck. Like so. Okay, so that's the beginning. Now, I'm going to move on to the side with all the shorter tails and begin with the opposite color, the pumpkin. I want to fold this one neatly into thirds and bring up, making sure not to cover up all those beautiful details on this strip. I want to leave that showing. Okay. And tuck this scarf away. You can do any adjusting once it's tucked. Make sure it's neat. Now, staying on the same side, I'm going to grab the blue and fold it into thirds. Bring up and tuck away. Okay. Now it's time for the pumpkin on the other side. Fold it into thirds. I'm going to bring it up at the diagonal. Bring it around the back and tuck. Now, this we have okay. Okay, now let me just adjusting the zigzag to make it the way I like. And then we have our cranberry. Now I'm going to start on the short side. We can do this one of two ways. We can bring up the navy, just like so. And tuck it in. And as you see, it pleats itself pretty well. If they're accidental pleats, they're pretty, no fuss. Or we can flip the scarf over. So that the reverse side shows. And we can bring this up like so. Let me think. I did not have it this way when I photographed the look the other day, but I kind of like it this way, so I'm going to leave it. And the choice is yours. It's kind of fun to show off the reverse side of cranberries. It gives a little bit of contrast, a little bit of texture. Okay, so I tucked away the tails, and now I'm going to grab more tails. Our little fringy bits from the tails are hanging out, so tuck them away. Okay, now this side of the cranberry, again, I'm just going to gather it and bring up at the diagonal. Now, scarf placement, you can have some of the trim showing, you can have none of the trim showing. I like to be consistent though. And since I had some of the trim showing here, showing some of the trim here is just really pretty. Okay, so I have this scarf to this point. I'm going to twist it once, twice to the back, and then I'm going to bring the scarf flat and wrap it around the back. Let's see if I can give you a good view of the back. And I'm just going to bring it around. As you can see, it lays on top of all the knots. And I'm going to find a pocket to tuck away the fringe and lock it in place. Okay, so you can see all the angled detailing in the front. You can fuss with this. Please excuse me, I have a bit of a cold, so I'm a little stuffy. You can fuss with it to get your angles the way you like them. The scarves are pretty forgiving, but there you have it. This is the wrap I've been completely obsessed with for the last bit. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Have a wonderful day.